Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found a solution. Got a crazy kind of flow, I need a verbal institution. Monster on the mic, I feel like hip-hop then adopted me. You pussy niggas shook, you let them turn this to a mockery. I give a fuck about their recognition. I'm trying to spit the fucking truth, somebody get the message. These politics, they overstate the obvious. They shooting like Stoyakovich, it's war on every continent. Deeper than you know, I'm what you hate if you the government. Young black with heart, I put a hex on the establishment. Niggas playing patty cake and I was trying to regulate. A lot of them I emulate, but none of them I demonstrate. Hip-hop will never need a eulogy. They give us 10%, they trying to take away gratuity. Work for what you want, I learned that shit from fucking Aubrey. And she ain't never lied, I told her this was nothing new to me. This must be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government been scheming. Here we go, I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she super real, she think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flyer than Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm Akeem Olajuwon. But I guess that's what I need in life, cause I don't get no sleep at night. So I'ma just keep grinding till my people see the morning light. This may be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government been scheming. Here we go, I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she's super real, she think that ain't nobody cool as me. Fly it in Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone.
It is Wednesday. Oh yeah, it's a wonderful Wednesday. October 4th, 2023. Hopefully you're having a copious evening. I am your king, your lord, your copious savior, Dead on Dave. Hopefully you're having a fantastic night. Real Talk Metaphor Messiah. Thank you very much for bringing us in with the morning light as always. God, my seating is all messed up. I didn't have my microphone on. Prior proper planning prevents positively poor performance. So come on, get your shit together, get it rocking and popping. How you doing on this Wednesday? Hopefully well. I kind of only have like one thing to talk about today because I think it's kind of a one topic type of show. And I don't know if we'll be joined by anyone. I know Matt Pitt was thinking about this one because he's been kind of on the Trevor Bauer situation, as have I have been since the beginning of the story, mainly because it's just been an interesting one. Stories like this don't happen all the time of a player of that magnitude, of that wealth. And it's just kind of a weird one to see it happen and to see the way that it has played out and come to a conclusion today. So thought we'd talk about that, take calls, questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quips, quotes, likes, loves, and so much more. Talk to you mush puffs. Talk about anything else that's going on, including Pokemon monthly memberships. Oh, we got a couple people signed up. Stuttering Kiwi, the Gaming Witch, who we actually made a box for yesterday. The Gaming Witch got her first box in the mail today. Pretty excited about that one. It's good to see all you wonderful mush puffs in the chat. Make sure you tweet out the stream, host it up, let everybody know that we are getting copious in the middle of the week. Bye. How you doing there, DM King? Greetings, Dave. How are you this evening? Feeling lean, mean, and full of steam. Mark, how you doing? Let's get it. You know we always get it. Purple Paw Prince, what's up, baby? Bonbon Everborn. And that Trippy Savage. Uncle Ruckus, another white man falsely accused. I'd believe her if the fellow was... No, Jesus, what is wrong with you peoples? What is wrong? I gotta read those before I fucking read them. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Fuck, man. No. We don't like. We want to fucking down now on stupid hat change regardless. Old school gamers, sup, been watching since the Cronin days. Oh wow, it's a long time. Now it's funny. We were talking about the 9 years of Dead on Dave the other day because September 23rd or something like that, we hit 9 years. It was 9 years ago. I created Dead on Dave, the YouTube channel, because I was working with Joe Cronin. I had not made the YouTube channel, but jumped on with Joe. Instantly, people were starting to like dig me and dig what we were doing. I had really not gained a foothold of my own in the 3 years that I had just been doing it. So it was cool, and it never looked back. So it's been 9 years of awesome. 10,000 subs later, here we are. So pretty neat. Thank you. I appreciate you sticking around for a while, old school gamer. There's one other topic you could discuss. The fact that WWE fucked up by abandoning a trademark that is now used by current AEW superstar who makes his debut tonight. I don't think it really matters. I don't think they fucked up by doing that. I don't think there was anything. I don't think there was anything malice on either side. I think the reality was WWE did not want to invest significant money and time into Edge at this stage of his career, especially knowing that he wanted to be elsewhere partially, that his family probably wanted him to be elsewhere, his friends were elsewhere. So I think WWE, knowing that they couldn't do too much more out of Edge at their level, know when it was time to let him go. And that include, look, they didn't fight on Metalingus. They didn't fight on anything. So I think it was best for everybody to not be petty. And what's funny to me, too, on the WWE stuff, it's like everyone's so quick to go so hard on anything that WWE does in a petty fashion, like when they send out paperwork or, future endeavors and all that type of stuff, bags and trash bags with all the stuff in it, all those type of things. But they don't really ever get much of the credit when it comes down to these type of situations where they do kind of get it right. And Edge got it right too. Everybody got it right in this situation. Edge is where he wants to be. WWE is moving forward where they want to be. So what's the problem? Do I think AEW made a smart, prudent financial decision to bring in Edge at this stage of his career? No. Do I think Edge made a smart decision for his health at this stage of his career, going to a company that is showing they don't take care of their performers? No, I don't. I think it's a bad move, but it's what he wants. So I support Edge. Why do I care? I don't got to live Edge's life. He's still every bit of the Edge he was when he was in WWE. I just won't care as much. But here's a dirty little secret. I wasn't caring that much as it was. Edge hasn't done anything relevant for me in a very long time. There's been some cool moments, but it's all about the pop. And if you don't believe me, you want some criticism. I know that the AEW stuff gets brought up because Dave likes to criticize, but here's the criticism. This is perfect. If Edge was so concerned with creative use and all that, like he said, then, well, why did they have to use Metalingus? Why did they have to use the same camera work? Why did they have to use the same entrance? All of that, when they already pretty much telegraphed to the world that Edge was debuting. Everyone knew it. They didn't try to hide it. In fact, they let everybody know by making a match that didn't need the main event as the main event. It's just weird. Oh, I know you're talking about the Rated R Superstar, but it's not just Rated R Superstars. There's a lot of other stuff, too. No, I can use the line, but no, I don't think they care about that one. I know it's another one of those. It may not have been an oversight. It may have just been WWE letting something slide. It's like if anyone's earned it, it's probably Edge. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't even have a problem if they forgot. I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's one of those lines where Edge has earned the Rated R line. I don't care. Best in the World still gets used. There's all kinds of stuff that'll still get used. So it's just one of those. It's time will tell. I give it 3 to 6 months before Edge gets hurt. Now, don't get me wrong. I get why AEW is doing it. They needed a veteran to take the place of CM Punk. CM Punk did not work out. The funny thing is, CM Punk is more than likely going back to WWE. I don't know how. I don't really understand it. But he seems to be going back to WWE, and he might be doing it as soon as next month in Chicago. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, how the fuck did we get to a WWE and Phil Brooks reunited? I don't know. But that's the power and stupidity of Tony Khan. So I'm interested to see how that goes. What's up, Jason? And Cuck Baby with a K-Huck in the house. How you doing, K? Huck. Let's see. How much do you think CM Punk is worth today contractually? A lot. He's still worth a lot. I don't know how much he'll demand. I don't know how much he'll command. I really don't. But he's still worth a lot. Like, he'll get $1 million a year easy, no matter what contract he signs anywhere. He'll still draw. Because here's the thing. Why it always will work is because Chicago is a hotbed. And that's where AEW was maybe short-sighted, because they're going to have a hard time booking events in Chicago with the same type of success that they used to have, especially if CM Punk does have a successful return to the WWE. There you go. There you go. Yeah, be careful when you give thanks to Ruckus there. You might get fucking racist fucking comments. You never know. You never know. You just be careful. Just be careful, cock. Just be careful. Jesus. Anyways, I don't have a whole lot of other gilding of the lily and stuff like that today. I mean, we got the Trevor Bauer story, and that's about it. And mainly because it's kind of a long one. We're going to watch a video. We're going to go through his reaction. I'm going to tell you what I think about it, but I'm going to kind of give you the rundown of what happened in the colloquial, and then we'll go to the experts. Trippy Savage, $5. Am I the only one who has that one friend named Sofa King because they are Sofa King stupid? I feel stupid because I don't even understand what that means. I'm feeling pretty stupid. Can I fix the strip light? Fuck you, Kevin Jones. That make you feel better? Does that make you feel happy? Does that make you feel good? What does Sofa King stupid mean? I don't know what that means. And I shouldn't say that when I had this looking all stupid. What does that mean? What does Sofa King stupid mean? I don't know who Sofa King is. So fucking oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. That's great. I can't believe I fell for that one. Wow. But see, I said it where it doesn't sound stupid. Sofa King stupid. You say it fast enough, it's fine. Sofa King stupid. Sofa King stupid. What? Sometimes you just gotta look, dude. Just bongs, all right? You fuck off. I ain't stealing shit. I'm gonna try to forget that one happened. Sofa King stupid. Oh my God. You know, I hope that $5 was worth making your goddamn legend hero idol look like a fucking asshole. I am going to use that one. Motherfucker. I hate you. And I'm going to take that off because it makes me look like I'm wearing a swim cap. Makes me look extra fucking special needs. All right, tweet out the stream and host it up because good Lord knows I need the help. Hit the like button too, or I hate your face a little bit. All right, let's get into the... Shut up, Trippy Savage. I hate you a little bit. Going hard too. All right, so this is Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer has been in the league for a while. He's a major league pitcher, pitched for the Dodgers, a whole bunch of other places as well. Came into some pretty damn good success. Cy Young caliber pitcher, getting into the fucking height of his career. Signs a humongous contract. He's also known as a little bit of a rebel rouser. He likes to talk a lot of shit. He's fiery. He turns out to be pretty fucking kinky as well, and a lot of other stuff. Like, this is just a dude who doesn't keep his mouth shut. He speaks his mind. He stands up for what he believes is right. He's principled. Now, depending on how you go about that, you may not get as much benefit of the doubt because you piss people off. And he is one of those people who was very good at doing it. Teams acknowledged it. The league acknowledged it. He did not have a problem with getting himself into controversies. So, when allegations happen, when sexual allegations come out, it's always interesting to see how leagues deal with star players. Kobe Bryant, probably the most famous of all time. He played through a lot of that, you know. In fact, he played in Colorado, you know, where he was being, where he was like that, where he had to stand, he had to go stand in front of accusations, you know. It's crazy. The shit that just cost him a gigantic fucking ring. There's not an NBA ring, not an NBA ring. Oh my! Remember that ring? Remember that fucking rock? Good Lord, it was at $6 fucking milli. $6 milli. There you go. So you ask what the cost is. Sometimes it's $6 million fucking ring. And all these other fucking... Patrick Kane was a really good one, too. Patrick Kane Star player of the Chicago Blackhawks for many, many years. He had a really strange sexual assault allegation levied against him, where there was evidence mishandling. Somehow the mother of the accuser got a hold of the fucking records and left it on a journalist fucking door. There was all kinds of crazy shit that happened. It was weird and nuts, and there was very little validity. But journalism was going hard after any accusation. They were really hitting it very hard. It was in the heart of the Me Too movement. Any allegation was being treated as just truth, and it was being allowed to really just ruin careers, or at least it looked like it was going that way. To emphasize that point, Patrick Kane lost a video game cover over an allegation that turned out to be bullshit, that he was able to beat very fucking easily. It didn't take that long because none of it made sense. And he went on to just continue to be Patrick Kane, essentially. Now, there are other times where that doesn't happen, where these type of things can spiral out of control, especially if you're not getting the benefit of the league backing you. And Trevor did not get that. Trevor got no backing. Trevor got no backing from pretty much anybody. And Trevor got sent out of Major League Baseball after signing a major deal, a major new contract. We're talking 150 plus million. And keep in mind, he was never arrested. He was never formally charged with a crime. No, but these are heavy, serious allegations that were being levied. So we're going to go through, it's been 2 years and he was finally able to actually talk about it. So here's the ending of everything. There were more women initially involved. This is very similar. You'll see this happen where one or two women will speak out, and then other women who had events with the person they feel that they can tell their stories. Or some people, like we saw with Bill Cosby, will try to take advantage of the story, like the woman who had to recant her story on trial. It turned out she ended up being the only one that was bullshit. He still had like 50 others to go. But regardless, you know what I mean. This is how that works. When one person stands up, it allows people to feel like they can too. And sometimes that's a very important thing. Not everybody feels like they can stand and tell their stories. It's not an easy thing to do when someone of power has it over you, or even not just necessarily over you, but over media or over sports. It could feel a heavy, heavy, heavy toll, So I understand why silence does sometimes happen. But the stories still have to make sense, and there still has to be some sort of follow through. And that was the problem with this story. There was a lot of it that didn't make sense. And I think what usually happens, baseball was telling Trevor Bauer to apologize. They were telling him to apologize. They're telling him, you got to acknowledge this. And he wouldn't. He just wasn't going to. He was like, what do you mean apologize? I didn't do anything. Everything that happened sexually was completely consensual. And he said the whole time that he had proof of it. So it was just one of those situations. He was not going to apologize for something that he didn't do, especially when he wasn't formally charged or anything, when it was just going to be one of those situations. Now, it turns out that he is an incredibly kinky guy who does like some rough fucking sex. If that's your thing, that's your thing. If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But it does seem that the women that he is with do tend to know and have an understanding. And in most of the cases that we've seen so far, well, all the cases that we've seen so far, there has been, it's been mutual. And that could be pretty hard to fight against. Luckily, he was able to get enough to, at least in a judge's opinion, to dismiss this. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what actually happened to Trevor Bauer? Like, what happened to him? I mean, athletes get accused of stuff and they continue on with their careers. So he's playing baseball. Yeah, you're right. He is playing baseball. In fact, he's playing professional baseball. But he's not playing Major League Baseball. He plays for fucking Nippon in Japan. He plays for one of those teams up there. The Nippon Dragon Fire Breathers or some shit. That's where he's playing. He's having to play in Japan. He's, 32, 33 now? It's... No teams would take a chance on him. It doesn't seem like many teams were given a choice. a blacklist happened. That's what seems to have taken place. Major League Baseball was not going to allow Trevor Bauer. And it just seemed like he was not going to get back in the league. But that's from what I've seen. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the things that happened with. Now, you have to keep in mind, everything has been dismissed. The story is over. The plaintiffs, the two women who stayed with their allegations, today have dropped everything in court. He has dropped all of his allegations. No money exchanged hands, and most importantly, and this is the weirdest thing. Now, if you want to you want to take an accountability side and try to decide who might be telling truth and who might not be in a situation like this, when an agreement is made, most of the time you would think that gag orders would be essential and critical to any situation. Trevor only had one caveat for him to be able to, and he'll tell you this in a second, to agree to dismiss his charges, his countersuit against her for defamation, was that he could talk about it, which is a weird request because that's what can get you in trouble in the first place. It's just he seems like he's got his I's dotted and T's crossed. In YouTube sense, that's what it seems like to me. Let's listen to what he says. Let's see what he has to say.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers.
And this is right where the video picks up. This is 3 minutes and 51 seconds, and this is him showing receipts and him defending himself. Because you got to keep in mind, he has had to publicly defend himself one-sidedly, being very careful about what he's been able to say for the past 2 years. So this is a dude who's being able to talk, tape off his mouth for the first time in 2 years. So take that for what it's worth, too. And remember, this guy is a professional asshole. There's no doubt about that.
A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then after.
Now here's the thing. A lot of these text messages you can always dismiss as joking around, as playful, and even when you're talking about getting that bag, when women are talking about getting that bag, girl, and all that, that's a guy saying that. Nah, I ain't gonna fucking take that too seriously unless you want to, and you want to use that, you can use that. I mean, that's always the problem with jokes in those contexts. You can always you never know if someone's going to use it to try and hurt you. You just don't know, and that goes both ways.
After the
and he
first
found
time
that out
met,
too.
Net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said. Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you 50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA...
See, now that's a part of the story that I want to hear more of. I hope Trevor Bauer will talk about these aspects where other Major League Baseball players from other teams were getting involved and talking to women that he was dating. I find that weird. I find that odd, but also not in some ways. I mean, the easiest way to say that, and probably the nicest way, puck bunny. If you're a hockey person, if you understand puck bunny. Puck bunny is a good term to kind of describe how those things kind of go. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I will explain what a puck bunny is if you need it explained.
A sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me.
So this is the fucked up thing. Trevor Bauer didn't even know all the allegations that were being levied against him. They were withheld against him in a court until, and he's going to explain why he sued her. Because this is kind of a next level move, because it was the only way that he was going to be able to defend himself, because information was being hidden. Information was being kept out of the media, and he was not allowed to share them under penalty of a breaking a gag order and stuff like that. So the only way that he was going to be able to talk about it was to sue her. It's kind of a crazy story. This story is going to have layers. Probably going to have a book and a movie written about it at some point.
And my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked.
Now, Lindsey Hill actually has gone on a podcast earlier and talking about This one, as a matter of fact. She really does not address too much of the situation. She kind of stays away from it, this Alex Stein interview. And really, they just get lewd throughout the entire interview. I tried to watch through it, and she's very evasive. She makes a lot of claims that are just dismissive about it. Just because you can't see the bruises doesn't mean the bruises aren't there. Stuff like that. It's very circular. There's not a blaming things like bad lighting. There's no lighting on. There's stuff like that. There's just so many crazy things about it that just kind of make you mad when you think about these, because this hurts victims. This hurts people who try to come out and get. And this is one of those that this might actually hurt real victims, because when this has backlash, because I don't know if this story is done yet. This is 2 years of dragging. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Hopefully it is done.
Herself, the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata.
See you later, Cucky. Have yourself a good night. You doing a show tonight? Get it, girl.
So there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. Yeah.
See, anything else there that he says is kind of frivolous, but any of the videos that are concealed, any type of evidence that is concealed and hidden from a lawyer during discovery, you have to fucking take as a reason. Why? You know, there's always reasons that can be explained, but not when you hide it. When you do conceal, it's a little bit harder.
After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsay Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place. Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low.
Very low.
So you can make of that what you will. The fact is,
Very
I
low.
was
He's not wrong. It does not take a whole hell of a lot to obtain.
never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested.
Never
I was
arrested.
Never charged with a crime,
Never
and I
charged.
won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard.
That is pretty fucking definitive. Never charged, never indicted, and he won the only legal proceeding that took place without having to say a fucking word.
And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsay Hill, or anyone else for that matter. So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me. Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than Lindsay Hill could ever pay
I can imagine.
in her entire life. And I knew that would be the case going in. But
Here it is. And this is where this is fucking crazy. This is where the difference is between Trevor Bauer and a lot of other people, let alone athletes. Because the league wants you to shut up. The league wants you to apologize. The league wants you to fucking make this go away and let everything take its place. And which is not a bad way to go about it. Shut the fuck up, apologize, if you did something wrong at all, and then let everything else take its place. Then you can have your day and all that. Trevor wasn't about that. Trevor wasn't trying to fucking placate nobody. He was just one of those guys that if he feels that he is right and he can prove it, he is not going to tell anybody else that he's wrong. Okay? Critical Shogun, 2 months of Mush Puff Plus. Yo, what's up there, mother trucker? Hopefully you're having a copious evening. What can be much more serious than just that if you have deliberately hid evidence during discovery? Yes, it can be. It can be. Which is why everything was... Listen to Trevor. He'll explain.
the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded, at which point Lindsay Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case, something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021. So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled. Now, over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity and my reputation in a very public setting, but hopefully this is the last time I have to do so, as I'd prefer to just remain focused on doing my job, winning baseball games and entertaining fans around the world. So today, I'm happy to be moving on with my life.
So now that's the interesting part for me right there. The ending of that. The fact that he's not playing professional baseball in MLB right now, and he's still talking the way that he is, talks about who he is. He's playing somewhere, he's doing something. Now, if you rape somebody, if you act wrong, if you sexually assault anybody, if you any type of domestic violence, I'm not even sure if a 50-game suspension is enough. I'm not sure if there needs to be tiered. You fuck around, that's it. That sometimes that with, and I only say that because of the type of game that sports and all that is. You're being paid more than important motherfuckers on this planet. People who teach, people who heal, people who save, people who protect. You're getting paid astronomically more than groups of those people combined, and you're doing it to play a game. Okay? So sometimes it's important to acknowledge, all of that. It's an important factor to remember. Man. Matt Pitt, this story, dude, this story is so insane. It's beyond insanity because livelihood completely stripped, completely taken away for 2 years. He's not making the same money in Japan than he would, than his contract paid him in Major League Baseball. So I think for all of this to transpire over 2 years, to lose your job, to lose your career, to lose that, and then to watch it be resolved without any money, without you still having to take a stand, without you still having handcuffs put on you, without you still having to do anything that somebody who is guilty of something would have to go through, he still lost his job. And he wasn't a minor player to lose it. You know what I mean? Kobe still wound up in the league after his situation. So many others Ray Rice damn near got back in, and there's a lot of other fucking players that did. It's insane that we live in a world where now we start to see just the unfairness of all of it. And it doesn't have to matter even who you are anymore. It really matters of your opinion. It matters what the type of person you are. If you're brazen and hard-headed and brash and you'll stick in and be a thorn in the side of a league, you may not get the same support for the guy who just simply apologizes and waits for his time later. Trevor Bauer got punished because he decided not to apologize for something that he said he didn't do from the beginning and then later got fucking proven to the world that he didn't do in a court of law, dismissed by the people who brought the stories against him. It's like this is one of those definitive ones that just, when you look at, I don't know how you don't get a little pissed off about it. I don't know how he's not more pissed off about it. The dude went to Japan. He's pitching word places he can't speak. It's, I don't know. What I do know is this: baseball does not always like to admit that they're wrong. They're probably one of the more hard-headed sports of the big four. Football doesn't care. Football will pay out all the fucking time. Football has a very a good grip on its players. Baseball is the opposite. Baseball's got a lot of players making a lot of money with a lot of control. Agents run that sport. And because of that, they're able to tighten up with the owners and decide and dictate, who's in, who's out, what's at play, and all. It's what allegations matter more, or what allegations make more sense than others, and how a guy who doesn't get arrested, who doesn't get indicted against, can lose a guaranteed major league contract. It's frustrating. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it seems like we are just at a complete conspiracy, cover-up. But let's take a look at some of the things that we know about it. There's some people speaking off about it already. And let's just read some of the articles. There's some really good ones on it, including this one from Barstool. It's Barstool, so the grain of salt. But actually, no, in all seriousness, this one isn't so bad. The general rule of this business, just about the worst subjects you can address is anything involving allegations of domestic violence and sexual assault. The topics are just so emotionally charged, people read into what you're saying whatever they want to read. And if your opinion doesn't square 100% with theirs, they have a tendency to turn it into a straw man argument, accusing you of defending the indefensible, or just being the worst kind of monster. It's a Kobayashi Maru of unwinnable scenario. That is very true. That's a really good opening paragraph, by the way. It's a really good opening paragraph. But sometimes you got to go boldly wherever the news takes you. In this instance, it's the resolution of a story that came up a year and a half ago. After the suspension, Trevor Bauer in Major League Baseball went to an arbiter who reduced the suspension. This is very important. So, like, he gets a suspension, okay? Trevor Bauer is suspended for 324 games for violating the sports domestic violence policy. And this is without him being arrested. This is without him being charged. After that suspension, Trevor Bauer in baseball went to arbitration, and they reduced it to 194 games. And he was promptly reduced by the Dodgers, and then he goes to Japan. As this was going on, the woman in question was denied a restraining order, and the district attorney's office opted to not bring criminal charges against Bauer. In the meantime, both parties sued each other, and that's what he was talking about. There wasn't any other legal proceedings going on because Trevor could have let it go after all of the charges were just not being taken criminal. He didn't have to continue it forward, but because he knew he had to clear his name, he decides to sue her for defamation. It's a power move. It's a really crazy, ballsy move to make in this day and age to do. You've either got to be so not give a fuck or so convinced you're right to make a move like that, because you're fighting uphill. You're ice skating uphill, and you know that you are. Oh, holy shit. In the meantime, both parties sued each other, and all those matters are just resolved. So here's from ESPN. Former Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer and a San Diego woman who first accused him of sexual assault, triggering the investigation that led to an unprecedented suspension. Unprecedented. It never happened before. They suspended him for 2 years worth of games. For 2 years worth of games. And it's because he's an asshole. It's because he riles people up, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Trevor Bauer, unprecedented suspension in Major League Baseball settled their civil lawsuits outside of court with no money exchanging hands between the two parties. Trevor Bauer and Lindsey Hill have settled all outstanding litigation. Sean Hawley wrote, both their respective claims have been withdrawn with prejudice. Effective today, Bauer did not make and never has made any payments to Ms. Hill, including to resolve their litigation. See, that's the thing. Almost anyone else that you could think of, they pay. They pay out. They make sure it goes away. And usually, here's the thing. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. If they want to pay, I don't know what I would do in a situation like that. Luckily, I've never had to pay out. Never had a situation arise where it's like, oh, either truth will come out or you pay. Luckily, it's never happened. I don't know what I would do. So if you have that type of money and that's all they want, sometimes if that's all it's going to take, fuck it. I'll defend myself later. Oof, here's money. I can understand why that is an option that the rich and wealthy will take. If you know you're right, though, and you're that type of person, it might be very difficult for you to take that route. And that's what Trevor Bauer ran into. Yeah, that's what Major League Baseball ran into. They've settled all outstanding litigation, all that. Bauer is 32 years old, subsequently released a near 4-minute video, which we just watched, talking about all the financial settlement and the side constantly denied. He attacked it. I think it's pretty clear. There's a quote in the video at that time. 50 million views on this video. 50 million. That is possibly the most insane part, that all this is from a civil complaint, not a criminal one. Yeah. Thankfully, this woman isn't trans, but he would have lost it for sure. Jesus Christ. Cristiano Ronaldo, soccer. Yeah, I know who Ronaldo is, asshole. Is in a similar situation, only he decided to go the hush money route, and now the woman's back for more. That's why you don't start paying. If you're right. And if you're wrong, you're paying for the wrong reason. So if you get fucked, you get fucked. You know what I mean? If the woman comes back or the person comes back after you paid and you were wrong in the first place, you keep paying. Yeah, if you're Vince McMahoning this, you might have to make payments for the rest of your fucking life, idiot. That's on you. It's disgusting and all of it is. But he was not that guy. He was not the one, Danielson. Blah, 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 blah. Trying to see if there was anything else in there that was really pertinent to that one. This one really just goes after the video. It's just that the whole situation is pretty insane. And that's the thing. So now what comes next? The Barstool Sports writer who wrote this says, my guess is that the lawyers will be filing another lawsuit, and this won't be dropped with no money being exchanged. If I had to guess, I don't know what the solution is. I mean, this is where baseball is coming from. It's not. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. The next lawsuit has got to be going against baseball, the Dodgers, forms of media. I mean, he's going to have a fucking field day. And this could be a transformational situation. It's going to be a lot harder for another situation to arise like this and this to happen. Because at the very least, it doesn't matter that it's a game and the players are being making all this money. You got to get these right. You got to get these right for the sake of the victim, for the sake of future victims, for the sake of the accused, for the sake of the integrity of the sport. Because I've said it for years and years when it comes to specifically the people that run the games. You know, the Bettmans, the Rob Manfreds, the people who run the league, the bitches of the owners, the presidents, the Roger Goodells, the commissioners. That's the word I was looking for. The commissioners. You know, they will run to these decisions, and they will make these arbitrary choices, forgetting that their one function, the one thing they're supposed to do as commissioner, above all else, is to protect the integrity of the game. That's what they're supposed to do. They work for the owners, but pay the players. They have to be that common denominator that's able to bring some sort of stability between the players and the owners. And you do that by keeping the game's integrity intact, whether that's on the field or off. And unfortunately, that has not been something that has been handled very well. And we're in this state of flux now because of it. You know, it is one of those crazy multi-layered stories that I just don't know if we've had one for a while. And a lot of people are speaking out about it, including Tom Glavine, you know, a dude who, you know, is very outspoken as well. He doesn't even want to how can you even want to be an athlete or be somebody in the media anymore? You know what I mean? It's because it's 18 months, it's a year and a half that's just gone for no reason. For no reason, you know, even if Bauer is able to get back in the league, he can't get his time back. They took him out at 30 years old. They took him out in the 29, 30, 31 season. They took him out in his fucking prime as a pitcher. Prime earning, and he was a Cy Young winner. Like, this is such a weird, crazy situation that you just don't see happen in sports. Not at this. There's micros and there's macros, and you see them in the micro, but you never see it in the macro. And you know what? The reason why it was able to happen is because Trevor Bauer is an asshole. That's why it was able to happen. Trevor Bauer is not a likable guy. The media didn't like him. The league certainly didn't fucking like him. And when you don't play, and this is the cost of being abrasive. This is the cost of being maybe not the most friendly. Maybe this is the cost of being that type of brash individual. You're not going to get the benefit. You're not going to get the backing. Yeah, it will be harder for you to defend yourself. It shouldn't be that way, but that is how it works. And it's just, when you think about it, is that if somebody is more pleasant to you, you're willing to do more. You know, like if that goes in anything. If you go to a fucking restaurant all the time and you know one waitress in one situation, in one part of the restaurant is a dickhead, and the other waitress takes care of you, you're going to stop going to one side of the restaurant and make sure you're served in another side. You avoid the assholes of your life. That's just how it works. So, I don't know. Trippy Savage, the UFC needs a whole team to do that for Sean Strickland. Oh, good Lord. To be fair, happening more and more in all areas of life, special famous people, though. Johnny Depp, Kevin Spacey, name a few. Yeah, it is. It is. And Kevin Spacey is kind of an asshole, so I can, like, even though he's very well loved, which I never understood because I don't know, he seems creepy to me. I hate Kevin Spacey. I always shit on him. Johnny Depp, weird guy. So, you know, and Johnny has also had his own fair share of kerfuffles throughout his career as well. So it's tricky, it's harder, and some guys have really made some serious mistakes in the past as well, but not necessarily the one that they have to pay for in the future. So this is just one of those where I don't understand how they got it so wrong. Like, Major League Baseball and commissioners and sports in general are usually smarter about this, because I don't know how they're not getting fucking sued. No, I didn't say it was being I never said being strange is being a crime. I'm saying being strange or abrasive or off-kilt personality sometimes in certain professions can cost you that benefit. You know, you just be like, you're not going to appeal as many people as someone who is not that way would. So when you're going higher up the corporate ladder and there are a few people above you, that percentage matters more, because it's less likely that the successful folks that are above you are going to be tolerant of that behavior, because they probably didn't get there with that behavior. They got there with the game that they're expecting others underneath them to play to go up the ladder. And when you don't play that game that they feel that everybody has played up to this point to make the game that they like and they've become so successful of, they punish you. And that's what happened to Trevor Bauer. It's that fucking simple. Because there is no other explanation. None. It's one of those crazy ones, man. It really is. There's always someone ready to replace you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Dodgers still stayed in contention, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't got much else. So if you guys have anything, feel free to jump in right now. It's questions, calls, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quips, quotes, likes, loves, anything else that you ever have. I'll also take massive fucking tributes to the copious Lord. Yeah. Might end up over on Twitch after this. I'm feeling a little gamey, feeling a little boxy, maybe a little Pokemon Unite-y, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. A little, I don't know. Still also a little congested. Trippy Savage, thinking for yourself and having your own opinion comes with a cost. It can. It's not even thinking for yourself and having the opinion. It's how you relate it. It's how you put yourself out to the public. You know, Barry Bonds is a good example of that. He was an asshole to the media, and when he needed defense for a lot of things that he was going through, there was a lot of people in the media who wouldn't give him that. Mark McGuire, not necessarily a bad guy, but then fucked up so bad in hearing that he was indefensible. Sammy Sosa, everyone loved the media. Spoke perfect English when everyone needed him to. Made himself look like an asshole in front of Congress. Became fucking ungoddamn defendable after that. Rafael Palmeiro banging on the fucking thing. Jose Canseco's jacking guys in the ass with steroids. It's just, you can think for yourself and you can stand up for your own opinions. You can do all those things, but you have to first be right. And then even when you are, you have to make sure you relay it in a way that people will accept it. Now, you don't have to necessarily, but if you're not going to, at least acknowledge the fact that it may not go the way that you want. And that's why I like Trevor Bauer in this situation, because he acknowledged that. He was willing to roll the dice and pay whatever price. Now, granted, he was able to do that because of all the money he was able to make beforehand. But when you have the type of money, you can make that sort of gamble. And he chose to. He chose to. Everborn, Pokemon Unite is just Diet League of Legends. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like it, though. League of Legends is lame. Pokemon Unite is awesome. Get in line, scrub. But if no one's got any calls or anything, I'm just going to wrap this bish up. Or just continue on our merry evening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a fun time. We're going to get our pieces out, have one more rip, even though it's going to destroy my soul because I am quite congested. I do appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with me on this Copious Wednesday. Now get over to Twitch and come hang out. Let's get our subs up over there. Make sure you guys hit this up real good. Hit the like button, tweet it out, throw a comment on after if you don't mind, and actually talk. We'll fix that light properly next. What light? How about that, bitch? Have yourselves a good night. Hey, I'm about to tribute to go to bed. Hey, I'll take that tribute. A $5 tribute. How about a little bit of Jason Voorhees action? Real Talk Metaphor Messiah, take us home to the morning light if you would be so kind. Good sir. Yo, let's go. Dance time.
If I die, my lyrics still a living history. You mean they treat us like we pawns and we listen cause we scared they ain't gon' beef with Genghis Khan? I'm higher than a dinosaur, she Oreo like Baltimore. I taught them what I know, that make me feel like I was Gryffindor. Get your gang right, she high, I call her sunlight. With lips like she's Brad's life, I ask her cause a crash site. But that's the way it is, I guess I play protagonist. This shit will never change, I'ma go out with her. This may be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government was scheming. Here we go. This must be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government been scheming. Here we go. I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she super real. She think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flying in Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm Akeem Olajuwon. Yeah, hip hop. I'm real talk, hip hop. I'm real talk.
Good luck, Jay Philly.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new world. You dig?
You know we dig each and every single day. Thank you guys very much. Have yourselves a fantastic evening as we work our way through the month of October. We have a Friday the 13th this month. Get your pieces out. Have yourself a fantastic night and come watch me on Twitch play some games. Maybe even play with me. Not in the naughty way, you nasties. Have a good night. Ugh.